Hi, everybody. Good morning. And welcome to Conversations with Calvin, We the Species. It's Monday morning, June 27th. The reason why I'm saying the actual date, because this interview is going up today because it's very timely. And it's also very special to me because I'm with ALICIA, FURMAN, and Jackie Atkins, and we're old friends. We've done some stuff at NJ Discover TV. And as this unfolds and you realize Jackie's a member of the New Jersey Hall of Fame and is the founder of New Jersey Give a Kid a Dream, and there's so much to unpack. And with ALICIA FURMAN, we're talking about Muhammad Ali before we went on air. And also to pique your curiosity, I was in the boxing ring when I was doing a story for NJ Discover with Jackie Atkins. And I have a picture, which I think I'm going to put up on the promo of this, of me laying on the floor of the ring. And Jackie standing over me with her gloves. It doesn't necessarily mean she knocked me out, but I was on the floor. I also got a chance that day to do my rope-a-dope, which Muhammad Ali didn't personally teach me, but I learned from Muhammad Ali to do rope-a-dope. Our journey has been great because, and this is such a timely, important interview because we have coming up Battle on the Beach, which is such an amazing event, and Jackie and ALICIA can talk all about that. Coming up July 9th, and that's why we're doing this, to kind of alert you all out there about this amazing event. It's an all-day event, so there's plenty of time to go see it. And it's been such a joy and pleasure and thrill for me to have met you guys and have some of this journey, and now to kind of talk about Battle on the Beach. So the best way to begin, first of all, the official title, so you all know Jackie, I always like to do the official title. Jackie Atkins, New Jersey Hall of Fame Boxing. She's the founder of New Jersey Give a Kid a Dream. She's the proprietor of Gleason's Jersey Shore Gym, and that's a famous gym in New York. In Long Branch, an AT&T exec, president of New Jersey Association of USA Boxing, and ALICIA FURMAN, who's part of this whole organization. So I've done, I always call this my Johnny Carson monologue, although I didn't do any jokes. But my monologue is done, and I'm thrilled to, we'll jump into this. I want to introduce ALICIA and Jackie. ALICIA, have a little background, and then Jackie a little background, and we'll go from there.
Sure. Nice to meet you, Calvin. So much. But I work a day job in finance, but my passion is working with the wonderful coach Jackie Atkins. She's founder of New Jersey Give a Kid a Dream, and I am a very proud board member. And the way I met Jackie was I was training with her. And to meet her is to know her, right, Calvin, and to love her. And I just wanted part of what she was doing. And we've been working together ever since.
Great. Jackie?
Awesome. Wow, you guys have said it all. So Jackie Atkins, founder of New Jersey Give a Kid a Dream, retired from AT&T Bell Labs as an executive director of research and development. And I'm so grateful to have had that opportunity, because I believe that the experience of being at an executive level and managing at that level has allowed me to build this amazing foundation. My love and my passion, it's all about my youth. I call them my kids because they truly, truly matter to me. And with all of the things I've accomplished, I've been a first in many. I'm the first woman president of New Jersey Boxing, the first woman inductee into the New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame, Coach of the Year, the first woman recognized in the Martial Arts Hall of Fame as a boxer at an elite level. So many firsts. But again, what's most important to me is the foundation. So thanks so much, Calvin, for giving us a shout out and for sharing the great news about our foundation.
It is great. By the way, one little anecdote I wanted to throw in. Rereading your journey. By the way, I'm not a Hollywood person, but there's a movie there. You know, no, there really is a movie there. So if anybody is from Hollywood, truly, but just a little parenthetical factoid, you helped West Point women win 2 NCAA boxing championships. And to me, that's a wow.
Thanks.
In addition
Yeah.
to the work you're doing with the kids, it's such a wow. So, and this is just open, whoever wants to, can you talk about the foundation, New Jersey Give a Kid a Dream, just some background and how this was born?
Sure. So the foundation actually birthed over 20 years ago in New York. I was doing some work with who was my partner, Bruce Silverglade, Gleason's New York. And that's where New Jersey Give a Kid a Dream came alive. And that was over 20 years ago. And back in about 2012, 2013, when I opened Gleason's Jersey Shore, I saw the need to have a foundation similar here in New Jersey. And I say similar because what I did recognize is, yes, sport empowers our youth, but the need was greater than just sport. So here, when we launched in New Jersey, we incorporated academics, etiquette, social training, and many other things under the umbrella of Give a Kid a Dream. So we sort of separated the foundation from the boxing component, still allowing boxing as a sport to be utilized for our youth.
Okay. What draws you to youth?
There are so many things. Calvin, I guess, a good answer to that is when a child walks in here and, they're unable to give you eye contact. They're looking at the floor when they're speaking to you. They don't have any self-esteem, some of these children, when they come to us. They don't realize just how amazing they are. And when we're able to embrace them and they begin training in our program and we let them know just how great they are, and you watch over time that change take place. And all of a sudden they're giving you eye contact. And then the next thing you know, they're leading a training session. And then they're coming in and they're speaking up about things that are going on in their life and in the world. Then you know how much of a difference and an impact that you're having. And to me, that's what's most important. So to be able to impact lives and to impact children at such a young age, there's nothing better, there's nothing greater and more rewarding than that.
I certainly agree, and the whole children thing. My wife, teacher for 30 years, 4th grade, so there's that. Even this osmotic effect. A little off topic before we went on air. Alicia and I kind of, I don't know how it came up, but we found that we share this great love of Muhammad Ali. And we were talking about how we wound up talking about his funeral and the eulogy that Billy Crystal did. And it's not that everybody sees that or knows about that, but that was pretty cool.
Yes.
That we talked about that. And your favorite part was my favorite part.
Yeah, so my favorite part is when Billy Crystal's telling the story how Muhammad asked him to go play golf with him, and Billy had to explain to him that he couldn't go because they didn't allow Jews there. And that was the last time Muhammad went there too.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing, that whole and every couple of months when I want to get I need a little jolt of inspiration, I watch that. I watch that. I also watch Jim Valvano giving a speech right before he passed away at the ESPYs, the ESPN Awards, and he's talking about his journey, his life, his work. You kind of reach out for inspiration, and that's it's a good segue. Inspiration. So what inspires you most, you guys, about the work you're doing with kids?
Jackie, you want me to take this one?
I'll let you go for it.
So, I sort of stay in the background, just as you see me right now, right? Jackie's in the gym and I'm in my office plugging away, but it's every day I wake up and I get a great picture from Jackie about our youth, or I hear a great story, and it keeps us so focused on the importance, especially today, of so much difference in the world. But here everybody's the same here, and we're all working for the same thing, and the kids keep us so grounded and so focused, and we're just so grateful to them and to the work that we do. Truly, it's like, if you do what you love, it's not work, right, Jack? We do get tired sometimes, but we never feel like we're working. We love it.
And I kind of turning this around. So what lessons, you teach your kids, but what lessons do you get from your kids? You give them lessons, but what lessons do you get from these kids?
They teach us much. Our children teach us, well, when they share their view of what's going on in the world, there's a lot to be learned from that when you're looking at it from the view of a child. When they come here, I tell them they're family. They're all one. They're all great. They're all equal. And we have a diverse group of youth here. And when they see what's going on in the world, they come here and they tell me, Coach, this is like the only safe place. There aren't many safe places in the world. When you hear that from a child,
Wow.
it's like, wow. We know it's going on, but you don't understand the impact of it until you hear those words from a child. When they tell me that, they're fearful, being in this world and growing up in this world. When they tell me about the things they experience day to day, even in school, it just helps me to understand the needs. And it gives me that drive and that determination to do more and to make sure that I tell more people about, hey, this is what they need. This is what our youth are going through. So they really put things in perspective when you look at world issues and the way we behave as adults. And they really give me what I need to continue pushing forward and also to grow and to expand. This organization now, we're located in Monmouth County. We also have a branch now in North Jersey and Wayne at Legacy Boxing. Right now we've launched in Atlantic County and Atlantic City.
Wow.
So there's just such a need. And we're having some discussions with folks in Maryland and the DC area.
Wow.
And again, it doesn't matter what you call the program. It's understanding that this template and the work we're doing, it's needed and it works. It truly works and it helps our youth.
Wow. That's great growth. Wow. What do you guys do to feed your soul? To kind of energy, to feed your soul, to energize yourselves in this journey of yours?
First one, Jackie, one of the many things that Jackie and I share in our sisterhood is our spirituality. And truly, like, we start every morning with a prayer and good thoughts, and we put out what we hope to get back, and we truly do, and we're very grateful for that. And one thing we always say when we thank somebody for a donation or we thank somebody for showing up is we truly are aware of every dollar spent, of every good thought that comes our way. We say it all the time, and we truly mean it. We don't exist without the goodness of people, truly, in whatever form, whether that be monetary or not, because not everybody is in that situation, but it all makes a difference. So I would say that spirituality and staying grounded is really what feeds us. And we have a nice sisterhood. It's Jackie and myself and a few other amazing, just so happens to be women. But we keep each other inspired, truly. Right, Jack?
Yes, yeah, and that really sums it up. Having the network and having the sisterhood, there are days where, I could go 14, 16 hours a day and I'll receive a message from one of my sisters and just out of the blue saying, hey, Jack, and just something inspiring. And we just share so many things. And I often share those things with our children. So we keep each other grounded and we show up in the manner that we expect our children to show up. We give 100% and everyone on this team gives all of themselves. They pour everything they have into this mission and into this foundation. and I couldn't ask for anything more.
You know, you mentioned spirituality. It's one of my favorite words. I'm not plugging myself, but I just finished I call it my life's journey in writing my second novel. It's been edited. I'm now going through the process of looking through an agent, which I hate. But whatever. But anyway, the title is called There's a Tortoise in My Hair, semicolon, a journey to spirit. It's called autofiction, meaning it's an autobiography but fictionalized, but it's really me. But I wanted to fictionalize things because I don't want to get in trouble. So everything is fictionalized in there, especially I don't want to get in trouble with the lady in the kitchen up there. So I fictionalized it, but it's my journey to spirit. The stuff that's happened to me spiritually, you know, you can't make up, and it's kind of haunting. And it keeps happening, and some of the stuff is so and I'm just a regular guy, you know, I'm just a Monmouth County, Jersey guy, but it's some of the spiritual stuff it's been so fascinating. So when I listen to you guys talking about spirit, it's great. I'm so, you know, kind of magnetized. So before we move on to Battle on the Beach, just a quick off topic. You don't have to answer it. Both of you can. It's a one-word answer, or you can use a few words, but here it goes. I love this question. But anyway, you don't have to answer it. So excluding family or friends, somebody living or dead you'd like to spend a day with.
Me.
Alicia?
Yeah, definitely. It would be Muhammad Ali for me. He's one person
I figured that.
I would have really loved to meet him.
I figured that. I said that. I know the answer already, but Jackie. If there's
Well,
more than one, that's okay. There's no rules here.
Well, I was blessed to spend a day with Nelson Mandela, so he would have been one of my responses.
Wow.
Muhammad Ali, of course, would have been one. I did meet his daughter and his wife. I met him in passing, but I was never able to just sit down and have a conversation. And that would have been a blessing. And then also another great leader, Malcolm X.
Yep. I've watched Denzel Washington, you know, the bio. I've watched it a couple of times. Great man. Well, they're all great. So great answers. Great answers. So now let's talk about Battle on the Beach coming up July 9th, 1 o'clock. It's an all-day event. I think it's the 6th annual that's coming up. So talk about it. This is why we're here.
Alicia, you want me to take that one? Okay, so Battle on the Beach, amazing, amazing event. It's being held on the Great Lawn in Long Branch, New Jersey, right on the beachfront. We set a boxing ring up in the parking area by the little amphitheater there. And imagine a view of the boardwalk and the ocean behind the boxers. We have anywhere from 20 to 25 bouts. This year, it's been very challenging to keep it under 30. So next year, we know we have to do a 2-day event because everyone wants to participate. It's just that great. The winners receive a belt, the Give a Kid a Dream championship belt, which again is something remarkable for them to put in their championship vault. What else can I say? Just amateur boxers. The boxers are from age 8 to, I don't even look to put a ceiling on it because we do have master boxers who could range anywhere from 40 to 74 years of age. I'm hoping that we can get our 74-year-old boxer on there this year if we can find him a match because he's very much a supporter of our organization and he's an amazing boxer. So just, we'd love for everyone to come out. We do have vendors, and we do have some world championship boxers that will be in attendance. I know this year, for sure, we have Iran Barkley attending,
Wow,
Mark Breland, Junior Poison Jones.
wow.
Usually Derek Poppy Rowland is there, and I'm not sure who else is going to be coming because there is an organization run by Milt LeBron where he brings in championship boxers and their memorabilia to support events such as Battle on the Beach. So that's it. Have I left anything out? You could go to our website also to get more information. And I know Calvin will do a great job of sharing links to our sites. So if you're interested in joining us for the day.
Yeah, the only thing I would add is first bout is scheduled for 1 p.m. Things are buzzing before then, so it's really fun to come and watch the boxers training pre-fight and stuff. It's a great day at the beach, and there'll be food trucks, and like Jackie said, it's really a fun day out with the family. So if you're around, definitely stop by.
It's a great day. It is a great day. This is important. I really want to get this out. How is New Jersey Give a Kid a Dream and all this funded? Talk about funding, which is so important.
Yeah, so we truly rely on the generosity of our community and the folks in our community. We're a very, I always say we're a very humble, grounded foundation, and we truly do survive on generosity. It should be noted that most of our trainers and those of us who are involved, we really show up just because we want to be there. So we do unfortunately always have to talk about money, right? And we do rely on the generosity, mostly of our local businesses, our local governments, and we use grants and local families that believe in what we do, and we're very grateful for them.
Okay. And again, if people want to get involved emotionally, financially, I'll have certainly all the sites, and I'll keep on throwing this out there. We discussed before we went on air, trying to win the minds and get people's attention and pull them away from this thing called TikTok, and get them but I can't say enough, and I've been to events. I remember actually we have a picture of the three of us sitting on the steps of a boxing ring. It's one of my favorite pictures.
Me too.
People would think I'm a great boxing enthusiast. Yeah, I have a little anecdotal story to tell you. It's a boxing story, but it goes back to the 1950s, and I was in day camp, and we played bombardment, this game before camp every day, and being 10 or 11, whatever I was a very good dodger, and I wouldn't try to catch the ball. I was afraid. And the counselor said to me, "You're ruining the game. You have to try to catch it. If you don't make an attempt, you're gonna at the end of camp, you're gonna box the biggest, toughest kid in camp." His name was Howard Jackson. I still remember that. It's 60 years ago. And I was petrified because he was way bigger than me, and way older than me, and now I'm gonna have to box him. So I was more afraid of the ball, catching the ball, than I was boxing Howard Jackson. And so I didn't catch the ball, and the counselor said, "At 4 o'clock today, you're gonna box Howard Jackson." So we went, the next thing we did is we went down to Wheat Break Park in Newark and played baseball. And after that, all the kids in the camp hop onto a bus. It was inner city camp kind of stuff. And we would go to we'd go swimming. So when no one was looking, I was so petrified that I would have to box a kid who was bigger and tougher than me, that when no one was looking, I hid in the bushes. And the bus filled up and went to swimming, and I stayed in the bushes, and I walked home crying the whole time, hysterical crying, because I was so petrified that I'd have to box, and I didn't know how to box. And the following day, my mother went to camp, and the counselor got fired. The postscript to the story Jackie and Alicia's, about 20, 25 years later, I bumped into that Howard Jackson fella who wanted to box me. And I was now 3 times the size of him and outweighed him by 100 pounds. But I was a gentleman. I didn't pursue it any further. But anyway, that's my boxing story. So we know how people can get involved emotionally, financially, help be there. It's really great stuff. It's so New Jersey. It's so perfect. It's the shore. Looking ahead, what does next year kind of look like for you guys and the things you're doing? I know you mentioned you're growing Atlantic County, Wayne.
Yeah, basically, Calvin, understanding the need is growing and we need to grow. Just being able to impact more youth throughout New Jersey and outside of New Jersey now as well. We have a model that works. Our results, we are results oriented, and we do measure and track our success, and our successes are many. This year, I'm so proud to say that 100% of our youth have graduated and elevated to the next grade.
Wow.
And they have met their academic goal, which was 80 percentile or greater. So that's huge, especially when you're, dealing with COVID and our youth being out of school more so than they were in school. The hybrid model that we created during that time, that's one of the reasons we were successful. We didn't lose sight of our youth and their needs during COVID. And during COVID, it was a very rough time, but being able to use Zoom and all of the tools allowed us to reach children that were outside of the US. We had children in St. Lucia and in other states that joined in on the training. So, all I can say is growth and being able to do more and impact more and just rolling this model out wherever the need is, In New Jersey, yes, there's definitely a need for more growth, more funding. At some time, in the near future, we need to be able to provide transportation. Some of our families are unable to get our youth to us, so being able to get youth from different towns here to Long Branch, where we physically are sat, is important. And then, having our own building, having our own site where we can grow and we can create an environment conducive to the work that we're doing. There's just so much. My vision is it's vast. I don't believe in limitations. I don't believe in boundaries. And that's what I teach to our children. And that's, pretty much the way I view Give a Kid a Dream, no boundaries. Right now, we're looking at launching some vocational training. Not all of our youth are, headed to a 4-year college. Some of them are very talented with trades. So being able to provide them with that training and, fund that training for them, offer them scholarships. There's a lot to do, Calvin. So we have great work to do. And the next 3 to 5 years, we plan on accomplishing quite a bit.
That's a great way to kind of, your legacy, both your legacies and what you're doing. It's so needed. It's so needed because we live in kind of a crazy world.
Right.
And I taught at Rutgers. I was able to teach at Rutgers a couple of years ago. It was one of the great gifts of my life to be asked to teach at Rutgers University without any teaching background. So I taught for a semester and I interacted with young people and I learned a tremendous amount about young people. And I also learned and this ties into your legacy, that more so now than ever before in the history of the world, young people are going to need more help and support and understanding just what you're doing than ever before for all kinds of reasons. So that's, you expounded on your legacies and what you're doing. So any quick comments and to wrap up and talking about Battle on the Beach, anything to kind of wrap up?
Well, I just want to say, for those who aren't able to attend Battle on the Beach, if that's a once a year event, the work continues beyond Battle. So, if you're interested in joining this amazing team, and the word amazing, it doesn't even define the folks that partner and make this happen. But if you're just interested in joining at any level, not just fundraising, volunteering, or, you can provide your help remotely, maybe you have some ideas on how, we can do more, please reach out to us, please reach out.
And I would tell people, if you're floating around Long Branch, go stop in at Gleason's gym.
Yes.
It's a real old fashioned modern gym. It's a great experience. I mean, I loved being there. And I even loved being in the ring with you. So again, I battle on the beach, everybody, get a chance to see you guys. Truly. So I want to thank you both, Alicia, Jackie, for your time, your passion, your energy, for the work you do, which is so needed, and spending some time here. And of course, come back. We did a TV show a couple of years ago at NJ Discover TV, and I'll even have that link for people to see. So again, anytime, come back, because I just sit here 18 hours a day in this chair, which is worn out. So please come back, and we'll see you at Battle on the Beach, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for always being in our corner.
Always. That's
Thanks, Calvin.
Yes. You guys be well, and see you soon, July 9th. Thank you.